I'm Marian O'Hearn, the Boston Potta, and today I'm going to be showing you how to paint this mermaid plate. So, let's get started. We're going to get started with this piece. So I have surface coat whiteboard on my palette right here, and I'm going to paint 3 coats front and back of this plate. Okay, so now I put on 3 coats of the whiteboard surface coat, okay, on the entire piece. It's already on and dry. So the next thing I want to do is I want to put my mermaids on, okay? So I'm going to put this one on first. Put that in the water, the mermaid, as you can see. It's in the water. And then I am going to place it kind of down low on my platter. Make sure it's down there good. You know, it's got to be nice and wet to stick, okay? And then I dab it with a sponge to make sure that it's stuck down good, all right? If there's any little wrinkles or it goes up a little, you want to make sure you get those out. Okay, now I'm going to do the next one. Let me get the sponge out of here. So the next one, same thing, gonna put it right down inside the water. And now I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So now I'm gonna take the Pottery Patina first, okay? Now I wanna make sure this is down. You can let it dry a little bit also if you want. You don't have to wait too long though. But as long as it's down there good, okay? Now, you want to use the Pottery Patina. And you want to cover the plate, but this is how you're going to cover this plate. So you're going to use a soft fan brush because that's going to get the most paint on, okay? And you want to take it, you want to dip the soft fan brush into the paint, and you want to really put it on there, okay? I would go over before I do anything else, I'm just going over the mermaids because I want to make sure I cover them. Now you want to cover the entire top of the plate in the sides also, okay? Now this is going to go on pretty thick, so I'm going to put another coat and it's going to be heavier. So you really only need about 2 coats or 1 heavy coat or two good coats. You don't need 3 because the second coat's going to go on heavier than this one. I'm going to get my edge. Make sure I get my edge. Pour a little more because I want this on pretty heavy. Now I'm going to put another coat on top here, and I'm going to just do it very wet. See how heavy that's going on? I think it's on there pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my brush. Once I rinse my brush, now you're going to see that I'm going to put some Midnight Stone. All right, rinse the brush, get a little water in there. It's okay if it's a little watery because you want it to have a little bit of water in it. All right, now I am going to turn my plate this way. Whoops, I think I made a mess here. Okay, I'm going to turn my plate this way. Now I'm going to put some Midnight Stone into the Pottery Patina. And do you see how I'm doing this? I'm just kind of floating it in there. You know, not everywhere. just kind of here and there. Now I got it, you know, I've got it on the whole plate, but just kind of scattered about, okay? So you can see that. Now, I'm gonna let this dry, okay? So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna let it dry. I mean, you can move it around, but see, it's not gonna move, it's pretty heavy. Now, I'm gonna let that dry. Once it dries, I can take my paper off, but I can't take the paper off till it dries. Okay, now that this is dry, we are gonna do, well, we're gonna take off the mermaids, and once we take the mermaids off, the paper mermaids, we can put on the magic flow. So, as you can see the mermaids now. The mermaids are there, and I'm going to show you how I take them off. I just stick the little pin in there, and then just pull it up, and just throw it away. So we got 1, 2, and 3. 3 little mermaids. There we go. So, there's your mermaids. Okay, now we're going to take the magic flow, and we're going to squeeze some of this out. We don't need too much, but we want it a little bit heavy, so about that much. Now I am going to use the soft fan brush again, and I'm going to put it in the magic flow. Now this we're going to go, I'm going to show you this again, okay? See, this is the where it has all the magic flow going across, and I just kind of kept it at the top, okay? So this is what I'm going to do. It's going to go on heavy, so I'm just going to drizzle it on the top of everything else here. You can see I'm just kind of dropping it in there. If it's not on heavy or thick, you probably won't hardly see it. If it comes out of the kiln and you think there's not enough, you can add more and refire it. I've done that and it works out fine. In fact, I did it with that plate. I didn't have enough at first. That's why I know now to put it on pretty heavy. If you want, you can also take a toothbrush and splatter some magic flow on the whole thing to give it a little bit more, if you want a little more white in there. So that's about it. I'm making sure I have enough. You can put the white wherever you want, but I'm just going to keep it like here, and it's going to fire flat. So I'm going to use it all because I want to make sure it's on pretty heavy. That's about it. And it's finished. So this should look something like this when it's finished. All right, so that's it. Catch you later.